Right then, professional football has seemingly drawn to a close with the outbreak of the coronavirus. Loads of Premier League teams have got players and even managers that have been infected, and games have been called off throughout the country. That doesn't stop everybody playing. There's still loads of amateur football going on up and down the country. The national leagues are still playing, and of course, that means Stretford Paddock are still playing as well. We accelerated what was going on with our little burgeoning team, and we managed to have an 11v11. The first time that we've actually seen the players on a full-size pitch. We currently train on a 7-a-side pitch. This was a big opportunity for us to see what we had by playing ourselves. So that being said, this is the 5 things that we learned watching Stretford Paddock FC's first 11-a-side game. Number 1, we have a starting 11. One of the things I wanted to see yesterday when we took to the field was, can we actually put together an 11? I knew I had a lot of players, we've got about 30 or so in the squad, but do we have enough to form what we consider to be a good starting 11? Have we got 15 right backs? Have we got 9 left wingers? Or have we got like a nice balance? Well, I think we've got a nice balance. I think there's a bit of thinness in a couple of areas of the pitch where we've not perhaps got as much backup as we would want. But what we do have is a very strong starting 11. And I think myself and the coaches that were present yesterday, we sat down and we went through, after the 3 games that we saw, here's what we all think is a starting 11. And you know what? They're 90% the same. So that tells me we're all on a similar page and we all think we've got a starting 11 to start taking on some non-league teams, some North West Counties teams, some Manchester League teams, and whoever else fancies it. Number 2, we score goals. Now, that's always something pleasing to see at this level, is that you've got the ability to not just score goals, but you've got the ability to create goals. What we saw with Stretford Paddock yesterday is that we've got players that can get into the right position and they can score goals. And we saw a variety of those goals as well. We saw long-range goals, we saw crossed balls that got headed in. We saw people going around the keeper one-on-one and placing it in the back of the net. We saw little checkbacks from the byline. I saw a brilliant variety of goals. We even saw one lobbing the keeper from distance. That's really pleasing to me as the manager, where I know that I've got a team that's capable of scoring a different set of goals in different circumstances. We're probably going to go with quite a small forward line in our first few games, and we're going to play neat little intricate football. But I've also got some big men that I know can go on and do a big target man job and also get on the end of some crosses if we choose to go direct. So scoring goals is a massive one for us. Number 3. Now, we have some real quality, and this is what's the most pleasing thing for me as Stretford Paddock's manager. We started this journey in January and we put on a trial day and we invited people to come down, and we had no idea what we were going to get. We didn't know if we was going to get just a load of people who just watch the channel and just fancy having a kickabout, if it was going to be the same sort of standards as our works team, which isn't very good. Is it going to be some really good players? We had no idea. What I feel like we have done in this first 3 months is we have out-recruited our position. We've had people who've been interested in the project and interested in the documentary side of everything that we're going to do, and that's allowed us to out-recruit our level, which means that, to put it in simpler terms, what Salford City kind of did on a much smaller and less billionaires involved sort of scale. We've managed to recruit players that should not be playing for this team, but I actually think we're going to continue to do that, which is what makes me very excited for where we're going to go in the future. We've had players with North West Counties experience, Manchester League experience, and more importantly, we've had players, and several players, with academy experience. Those lads are obvious when you see them on the pitch, and they're the ones that are standing out. And I think our starting 11 is going to have something like 7 or 8 of those in the starting 11. We're going to be a handful for teams around about the level that we're looking to enter in, and that's what I want. We're going to have a decent end to this season, and we're going to recruit hard in the summer, and maybe we'll even have a reserve team and an under-18s team from the start of next season. That's what I want, and that's what I think I'm going to get. Number 4, we've actually got a squad. Not just have we got a starting 11, but we only decided to put this game on yesterday at lunchtime on Friday. Once the news broke that the Premier League is going to be on stand down till the 3rd of April, I banged out a text in the WhatsApp group and said, do you reckon we can accelerate what we're doing? Would everyone be available this weekend? 28 players turned up. There was 3 lads that already had a game that day, so couldn't make it, and we've got 1 lad who broke his leg celebrating Scott McTominay's win in the derby. We had 28 players turn up on 36 hours notice. That tells me that not only have I got a great 11 with some good experience and players who can score goals, but we really do have a squad, and it really is a squad. It's going to be a nightmare next week when we have our, hopefully, first game against some opposition, where I have to pick a starting 11 and I have to disappoint some people. But that's the nature of the game. There's going to be players in there that probably deserve to be in the starting 11. Players that are good enough to be in the starting 11. But they're not all going to make it. And that's the nightmare side of what I've got to do. We really have enough players here. And it's not just people that can turn up and, oh, we've got 28. There's nobody in there that I go, you're absolutely dog shit and you need to sling it and you're not going to be here in a couple of months. Everybody in there is in there on merit, and everybody in there has got a reason to be in there. We've got some 16-year-olds where you go, how the fuck are you 16? And they're some of the better players in the team, some of the more technical players in the team. If anything, this squad probably lacks a little bit of that old school sort of experience. I do think that we may be able to get bullied. We're quite a small team and we're quite a young team. But we're a technical team, and we're a team that's going to absolutely shock some people. And we definitely have a squad. And number 5, we need more. We need more players. I want to put more pressure on the lads that are in the starting 11 so far. We need people that want to get involved on the admin side, especially if you've done it before in the North West Counties or the Manchester League. To be considered as a proper football club, we have to have a committee, and there's a couple of spots open for people on the committee, especially secretary and especially welfare officer. I need people to help us out that have got experience doing that. If you want to come and get involved in terms of coaching, I know coaches to get their levels need experience. Well, we need coaches. We're going to explode as a football club very, very soon, where we're going to have more than one team. I also need help with where we're going to train on a regular basis. We've been using Power League at the moment, but it's a 7-a-side pitch and it's not suitable for where we need to be going. And we need to find a home. So if you've got any info, any suggestions, anything like that, please let me know. And if you want to come and play for us, I'll throw some information in the description below. But this football team is going to be supported by you guys, the fans. And it's going to be supported by you guys watching all of these videos that happen. We've switched focus a little bit with the advent of what's going on with the coronavirus to give you some football content, and hopefully that's reciprocated with some of the views and fulfills a bit of a need for you guys that are wanting to watch football content. The next episode wasn't meant to be out for a few more weeks, but we've dragged it forward, and hopefully that episode's going to be going out on Wednesday for you to check out how this game went down. Next week we'll have our first hopeful official one, and we might be starting playing in stadiums where you guys can actually come and watch us as well. This is going to be a journey that we're all on together. This means nothing if nobody watches it. This is just a load of dickheads running around a park with a football. So you guys are going to have a massive part to play in this, and unfortunately there's also a massive cost associated with it. The pitches cost hundreds, the stadiums, if we use stadiums, cost hundreds. We have to get stewards in to cover for fans and that as well. So you can help out by buying some of the merch. And trust me, the merch is an unbelievably high quality, especially the Umbro stuff. The link for all that is in the description. We've got match shirts, we've got t-shirts, we've got hoodies, there's caps, there's mugs, there's all sorts of stuff coming soon as well. And now we've got a bit of a system going on here where it's all going out. We literally shipped today hundreds, and I mean hundreds, of Stretford Paddock FC shirts, and they're going all over the globe. There's loads in Australia, there's loads in America, there's loads in Ireland, and there's loads in and around England, and particularly Manchester. We really appreciate your support, and you guys are what's enabling us to go on and do what we're doing. So I'll say thank you for your support, but come and get involved if you want to. If you want to play, if you want to help out behind the scenes, and even if all you can do is watch and share the videos, then that's appreciated too. But thank you guys for checking it out. Stay tuned for the episode on Wednesday, and there's loads of content coming out from us until we inevitably all get the virus, and then we'll probably be off for a few days while we're breathing out of our arse. But thank you guys for checking in. I'll see you in the next one.